Hey there, everybody. Hopefully this is the first of 30, as it's the game one of 30 in 30 games in 30 days to help decide the History Maker Baseball 2019 pennant race, as we run it congruently with the real Major League pennant race. And tonight's game, the game of the night or game of the day, however you want to look at it, it's the Mets visiting the Phillies, and they're actually getting their warm-up tosses in right now in real life. So my plan is to go ahead and record this. Hopefully it won't take too long to go to YouTube. Sometimes it takes about 2 hours. But I'd like to post this on YouTube around 10 or 10:30 tonight. If it goes a little bit later than that, then I may have to wait till tomorrow morning, on Saturday morning, to post it. But my goal is to get it posted tonight. So just briefly, we've got the Mets and the Phillies at Citizens Bank Park. I'm also doing, besides the game of the night or game of the day, I'm also replaying every Washington Nationals game. And I did that earlier. First game of that 30 and 30 for the Nationals. They played the Miami Marlins and really took it to them. 10-4 was the final, as Sanchez got the win. 7 innings pitched, 5 hits, only 1 run. The only run he allowed was a birdie homer in the 6th inning. Other than that, he was right spot on. Walked 2, struck out 11. Rainey had a little trouble in the 9th, gave up some runs, and that's why it was 10-4 instead of 10-1. Offensively, the Nats pounded out 12 hits, 2 homers by Juan Soto, and also 2 homers by Brian Dozier. I almost called him DJ Dozier. By Dozier. So 4 of the 5 home runs right there. Cabrera added another home run just to add icing on the cake, as they knocked around Hernandez and the bullpen pretty well for the Marlins. So the Nats improved to 75 and 58. Now, the other games that aren't going to be involved, either the Nats game or this Mets game, I rolled on the universal results table, instant result table. And what I did is I wrote down the winning percentages of each team, and then you take the home team, take their winning percentage. In this case, we'll go with the Cubs. The Cubs' winning percentage is 541, so we go over here to 541, or find the closest to 541 we can, which is 531. Cross-reference that with the winning percentage of the Brewers, which is 511. So 500 is the closest thing we got there. So we take the 531, cross-reference to the 500, and we get a range of 11 to 44. So if we roll 11 to 44, that means Chicago wins. Well, I happen to roll a 43, so Chicago won by the skin of their teeth. And so doing that for all the games, we had the Cubs, the Yankees, the Blue Jays, the Rays, the Twins, Atlanta, Texas, Baltimore, St. Louis, Pittsburgh, Arizona, and Boston, all winners, using the instant results table. Probably won't do all this pomp and circumstance for the first, for every game, but since it's the first one, I try to, sometimes go a little overboard. So what I did is I also went out and I bought these a long time ago, never really used them, so now I figured it's a good time to use them. The Glover dugout lineup chart, and basically what that's good for is it tells you the starting lineup for each team, but then it also tells you who I've got available on the bench and in the bullpen. These are the actual active rosters as of right this second. These are the active guys. Now, some of the players I had to create Sewald, I had to create Mazza, and I had to create Guillorme. For Philadelphia, I had to create Parker, and I had to create Davis, and I had to create Morrison and Miller. So a couple of them I had to create, no big deal. And the first couple that I created, kind of went overboard. I went and had a little fun, actually. And so here's the Brad Miller card in color with a little photo of Brad Miller, and that's his card for the Phillies. And then this is the card for Guillorme of the Mets, making his card. The other cards that I had to create, I did it from home, and my Microsoft Starter was not compatible with that program, so I had to go back the old school way and just made them like this. That's for Rajay Davis for the Mets. And then also in their bullpen, I had to create Paul Sewald, and I had to create Chris Mazza. And I did the same thing for the Phillies bullpen as well. So just wanted to put that out there. And then we'll get down to business. Okay, so again, I did it real fast, so we'll come over here and do it again. Starting lineups: McNeil in right, Alonso at first, Conforto in center, J.D. Davis in left, Joe Panic at second, Ahmed Rosario at short, Todd Frazier at third. Rene Rivera is another one I had to create. He only had about 4 at-bats coming into the game, so that was really an odd one. Usually Ramos catches everything, but this game tonight, Rivera is the catcher. And Zach Wheeler is the pitcher. Zach Wheeler enters the game 9-7. For the Phillies, Corey Dickerson's in left, JT Realmuto is the catcher, Bryce Harper's in right, Reese Hoskins bats cleanup, plays first base, Segura's at short, hitting 5th. Cesar Hernandez is second baseman, hitting 6th. Scott Kingery rather, is at third base, hitting 7th. Adam Hazley is a center fielder, hitting 8th, and Aaron Nola is the pitcher. Nola 12-4. And then based on previous games events, J.D. Davis is the hot player, Frazier's the cold batter for the Mets. For the Phillies, Dickerson's cold, Hernandez is hot. Game day checks. The Mets are coming in with a 6-game losing streak, so they were automatically dissonant. However, they did get a 6 when we went to their secondary role, so it was no effect. Philadelphia had a 1-game winning streak, but however, they came up semi-dissonant, and again, no effect. So there was no till further notice or any of that good stuff. It's just straight out, but we got dissonant against semi-dissonant. For the umpires, and I did have to wait until this game got loaded up into the warm-up stage before they listed the umpires, because I wanted the real umpires for this game. Eric Cooper is behind the plate, Will Little's at first, the infamous Joe West is at second, and Trip Gibson is at third. And for the Mets, managed by Mickey Callaway, taking on the Phillies, managed or mismanaged by Gabe Kapler, however you want to look at it. So we're ready to go. After all those pomp and circumstance, hopefully I'm trying a new setup where it's more of a in the air from above kind of thing. Don't know how well it's going to work. I'm actually standing as I'm playing, so it's a little bit awkward for me to play this, but we'll see how it works out. And right now, leading off will be Jeff McNeil. He's got the delta for double and hit by pitch, so that could come up. And remember, both pitchers, all pitchers in this game, get the semi-dynamic quality added to them automatically based on league ERA. So here we go. 30-30 is now officially underway, and it's an interesting roll. 5-5-6. Is he an ace? Well, Aaron Nola is a semi-star, but he's not an ace. So we skip that. Is he a sad sack? McNeil is not a sad sack, so he's going to double to right field. He's not active, he won't steal, but it's a leadoff double. And McNeil starts us off with a boom here as he catches a mistake pitch from Nola, and now Nola's got to deal with Peter Alonso, undoubtedly Rookie of the Year, pretty much unanimous, I think. 1-5-6. Is he a whiffer, though? Yes, he is. Alonso, one thing he does do is strike out, and there he goes. So Alonso's down on strikes. 1 away, runner at second for Michael Conforto playing center field tonight as Lagares gets the game off. 2-2-5. 2-2-5. Is he a star? Yes. No, he's not. Nola's a semi-star. Decided I let him down, so he's not a star. Is he a slugger or sad sack? He's neither. So he will single to center field, and on a lead die of 2, runner on second, it says runner advances 1 bases on single. The active runner scores from second on any hit. McNeil's not active, so he cannot score. So it'll put runners at the corners with 1 out. So double play still in order. J.D. Davis, the designated hot batter, is up. 3-4-4. Prospect. Nola's not a prospect. Is he patient? No, he's not. He's going to pop it up to second. Infield fly roll. Big play there. Big pitch by Nola. Infield fly roll, so nobody can advance. Situation still remains the same. Runners at the corners. Now 2 outs for Joe Panic. Recently acquired from the Giants. Well, I guess off waivers. I'm not sure what the official ruling was on that. I believe it was off waivers. 1-3, so that is unusual plays in the field. So red 1 and the black 3 take us to that result. Or actually, it's called memorable plays in the field. Not unusual plays, but memorable plays. So we'll roll for that and see what happens. So we get a 1-4. 1-4, second baseman gold. Second baseman for the Phillies is Hernandez. He's actually semi-iron. If he was gold, he'd make a leaping grab, a hot liner, robbing the batter of a base hit. Otherwise, it's a single, so it's a base hit. As Hernandez was not able to get it. He jumped up but couldn't snag it. And McNeil will score from third. And the Mets break through first. Joe Panik with that base hit. And with the lead die of 2, it's going to leave Panik at second base. He's not going to get to third. So Conforto at third base, not second base, not third. So runners at first and second. 1 out, 1 in for Ahmed Rosario. 2-2-6. Batter hit by pitch, yes, to Siardize a dot. So Nola, a little wild there, hits Rosario, and that loads the bases. So Rosario, and I believe there's always been some bad blood between the Mets and the Phillies, so hopefully that's not going to come to fruition tonight. Todd Frazier, the Todd father, he's a designated Cole batter in this game for the Mets. 4.55. Flash, yes, he does have flash. It is a strikeout, so Nola, reaching back for something extra, picks up the K, limits the Mets to 1 run. Could have been a lot worse. But at the end of a half an inning, it is the Mets 1 and the Phillies coming to bat. And Zach Wheeler takes the mound with a 1-run lead. He'll be facing Corey Dickerson, the designated Cole batter, in the ball game. 1-2-3, Flash and Fresh. He is Flash, he is fresh, so it is a strikeout. Dickerson down on strikes. 1 away for JT Realmuto. 2-3-6, double control. He does not have that. He's got control, but not double control, so it is a walk. Realmuto is aboard. 1 on, 1 out for Bryce Harper. 1-5-6. Is he a whiffer? You better believe it. He struck him out. So whiffer. Harper whiffs at air, gets nothing, and likes it. 2 down for Rhys Hoskins. 1-6-6. Is he a workman? He's a semi-workman, but the Siardize says no. Is the batter a whiffer? Hoskins is a semi-whiffer. We got to roll and see if he's a whiffer. He is not. So he's going to ground to third, and that's going to end the inning, but it is in red. So we're going to the experience chart to start the top of the second. But after 1 complete here at Citizens Bank Park, it is the Mets 1, the Phillies nothing. And we're going to the experience chart. Rene Rivera is an icon. Aaron Nola is neutral. And I'm not using manager cards. Just going to play it straight up. So icon batter against neutral pitcher. 5-6. Icon pitcher. No, he's not. So we have infield drama. And for the Phillies, in their infield, Hernandez is semi-iron. Everybody else is neutral. So they're all neutral. 4-6 for infield drama. 4-6. Left field, shortstop Gold. No, he's not. It's an error. So it'll be an error on Segura, as he was not Gold. So Rivera reaches on an E6 on Segura. And that'll bring up the pitcher, Wheeler, and you know he's bunting, so no question about that. We'll just roll, make sure he doesn't roll a 6. That's the thing you got to avoid when you're rolling for a bunt. And again, of course, that's what he gets, is a 6. So now we need to go to the secondary chart, and I got to get that page out that has that chart on it, because I don't have it out at the moment, like I should have. Should have had that, knowing I was going to bunt. But that's okay. Let me find that page real quick. There it is. Okay. So for those unfamiliar, when you bunt, if you get a, whoops, where'd it go here? Thought this was the one here. Did I get the wrong page? I got the wrong page. It's this page. We'll get it straight. When you bunt, if you get a 6, you roll again. And then once you roll again, get this glare off of there. Roll again. You 1 to 2, you're safe. 3 to 4 is a pop out. 5 is a pop out with lead runner doubled off, and 6 is a strikeout. So let's see what Wheeler can do. It's a 3. So as a 3, he's going to pop it out. Runners hold. So I'm going to say he pops it up to the catcher, but Rivera gets back. So there's 1 away, and that'll bring up top of the order in Jeff McNeil, who doubled and scored his first trip. 2-6-6. Run on first, thrown out. How about that? Run on first, thrown out. You can't see it in the corner of the book here, but it's the run on first, thrown out play. And Rivera got caught napping, so he gets picked off. 1 to 3. That'll clear the bases. McNeil's still at bat now, but now there's 2 outs. 346. Blank, is he eager? He's semi-eager. Decide or die is a blank. So he's going to walk. He will not steal because he's not active, but he will walk. It's a 2-out walk. And it's also in purple. So we're going to the chemistry chart. Dissonant Mets against semi-dissonant Phillies. Now the Phillies are neutral. 1-1. Pitching team harmony. No, they're not harmonious. So we got a fence check for Pete Alonso of all people. You know he's a home run king. So unless he rolls a 1, it's going to be gone. And we rolled a 1. Go figure. Alonso just missed it. Kicking himself for that. We could have used it as a slugger because he's both, but we were going for the jugular. And unfortunately for him, he flies out. Let's say he flew to center. And that ends the inning. Could have been a 2-run homer. Double would have probably scored a run. Don't know. I have to check the base runner advancement. But we were going for the home run king. And when you're a slugger and a home run king, both on the chart like that, you have to declare which one you're doing before you play. So I declared home run king and it just didn't work out. All right, so bottom of the second we go. And Gene Segura trying to make up for that error. We'll lead this off. 4-4-5. Is he a workman? He's a semi-workman. Decide or die says no. Is he patient? Segura is not patient. He's semi-eager. He's going to ground to first. And there's a 1 away. That will send us to Cesar Hernandez, who is the designated hot batter for the Phillies. 1-1-4. Is he fresh? Yes, it's a ground out to short. And of course, freshness determined by the first 3 innings of the ball game. Here's Scott Kingery. 5-5-6. Is he an ace? No. Is he a sad sack? No. It's a double to right. So Kingery doubles opposite field. And with 2 outs, he's at second base for Adam Hazley, center fielder. First base is open. They want to pitch to Nola, but they're going to go ahead and, you know what? They're going to go ahead and intentionally walk Hazley and pitch to Nola. So they're not going to take that gamble. They're going to go ahead and put him on as Nicky Callaway says, give him the 4 fingers. And here we go for Nola. 1-4-6. Flash, yes. Struck him out. So Nola is out on strikes, and that ends the inning. Gave it the double, but nothing else. And after 2 complete, it is the Mets 1, Phillies nothing. So last inning of full freshness for both pitchers, and we got Michael Conforto leading things off. He singled and was stranded his first trip. 1-2-3, flash and fresh. Yes, he is. Struck him out. So Conforto down on strikes, and here's J.D. Davis. 1-2-2. Is he a workman? No, he's not. Champion or whiffer? He is a semi-champion, but Decide or Die says no. He's also semi-whiffer, and Decide or Die says no. So he's going to line up to third. So 2 up, 2 down. And that takes us to Joe Panic. 3-3-6. Ace or dynamic? Well, he automatically gets the half a dynamic, semi-dynamic by the ERA thing, but the Decide or Die is a blank, so we're not going to get that effect. Sad sack, utility, or patient? He is semi-utility. We have to roll and see if he is utility. He is not, so he doesn't get called on third strike. He's actually going to single, so it's a 2-out single for Joe Panic. He's 2 for 2. That's also in red, so we're going to the experience chart for the next at bat. It's Rosario, who is a semi-prospect, against Nola, who's neutral. So now he is a prospect. 1-1. Prospect pitcher, no, it's a strikeout. Would have been a fence check if he was, but he's not. So Nola gets the K. And the Mets go relatively quiet in the third. The single by Panic, but that was it. Go to the bottom of the third. Still 1-0 Metropolitans. And the Phillies coming up top of the order. Corey Dickerson to lead it off against Zach Wheeler. 2-4-5. Blank, is he a hero? Dickerson is not a hero. He's going to pop to second. 1 away, and that's also in red, so we're going to the experience chart for the JT Realmuto at bat. He's a semi-icon. Wheeler is neutral. So Realmuto is an icon. 1-2. Icon batter, yes. Draws on experience, launches highlight reel blast to left field fence. So Realmuto's on a fence check, and he is a slugger. So let's see what happens on the fence check. As a slugger, it's a 5. That's a home run. So the slugger, the fence chart slugger number 5 is a home run. 5 and 6 are home runs. So JT Realmuto has just tied the ball game with a home run using his experience. Sat on that pitch, and he didn't miss it. So we're tied at 1, just like that. And the faithful here at Citizens Bank stirring around. Here is Bryce Harper, speaking of stirring. 1-2-5. Is he a struggler? No. Is Harper patient? He's semi-patient. Decided I give it to him, so it's going to be a walk. However, we do have the goggles. And the goggles say questionable or strict umpire call strike 3. Well, Eric Cooper is not questionable, and he's also not strict. He's semi-lenient and semi-respected, so he will not ring him up. It will be a walk. So Harper coaxes a walk. 1 out walk. 1 in on the home run. 1 out and 1 on now for Rhys Hoskins. Mets looking to turn 2. 1-3-3 for Hoskins. Is he a slugger? He's a semi-home run king, but not a slugger, so he's going to fly to left. So Hoskins just missed it. And there's 2 down for Gene Segura. 3-4-5. Iron catcher. Rivera's not iron. Does he have a good eye? No, he doesn't. Struck him out. That's the end of the inning. It is in blue, though, so we're going to the right now chart to start the top of the 4th. And at the end of 3 complete, it is 1-1 here at Citizens Bank Park. And the Todd father, Todd Frazier, stepping to the plate against Nola, who's now semi-fresh. And it's the right now chart we go. Frazier is last at bat, struck out, so he's semi-cold. And the last batter Nola faced, he struck out Rosario, he's semi-hot. So semi-hot pitcher against a semi-cold batter. Now they're both neutral. 1-5. Cold batter, no he's not. So he's going to pounce on a pitch and hit it past the shortstop for a single. So Frazier, thanks to the decider being a blank, was not cold and was able to get that base hit. So leadoff single for Frazier. That'll bring up Rivera. Reached on an error, then was picked off. 1-3-4. Gold catcher. Realmuto is gold. Yes, he is. Struck him out. So Realmuto framed it well. And there's 1 away. And that brings up the pitcher Wheeler. And he's going to bunt again. Wasn't successful his first trip. He's going to try it again. 6. He got a 6 again. So let's try this again. He needs anything other than a bad call. Well, 4 is going to be another pop-up. 3-4 was both a pop-up. So we're going to say this pops up to first base this time. We'll say that Hoskins raced in and got it. So failed sacrifice again by Wheeler, not helping his own cause. And here's McNeil. 1-1-2. Flash. Yes, he's got flash, and that's a strikeout. Because McNeil does not have the patient quality or the good eye quality. So the inning's over. And we go to the bottom of the 4th. We are tied at 1 apiece. And that'll bring up Cesar Hernandez. 2-3-3. Ace or star. Wheeler is neither. Slugger. Hernandez is not a slugger. He's going to fly to center. So there's 1 away. And that brings up Scott Kingery. 3-4-4. Prospect pitcher. No, he's not. Is he patient? No, he's not. He's going to pop to second. And 2 up, 2 down. Go the Phillies, and that brings up Hazley. Drew the intentional walk his first trip. 1-3-5, that's the umpire chart. So we're going to the umpires with the bases empty. See what they have to say. We get a 2-4. Respected umpire at second. Well, nobody is going to accuse Joe West of being respected, so that's obvious. He's not respected. If he was, has a better view of play, overrules incorrect call at first by first base umpire, batter rules safe. So since he was not respected, he's not going to overrule Will Little. And runner is out. Sure I read that correctly. 2-4. Yep. So it's an out. I'll just call it 6-3. It really doesn't matter. Not keeping fielding stats or any of that mess. So it's a ground out. That's all that matters. That Joe West was not respected enough to overrule Will Little's error, and so the out will stay an out. And we go to the 5th. Pete Alonso stepping to the plate. 1-2-5. Not a struggler. Is he patient? No, he's not. Going to ground to third, but he's also a whiffer, so he's going to strike out. So Alonso 0 for 3 now with 2 strikeouts. Just missed a home run though off of the fence check that he really thought he could have had. 1-1-2 flash. Yes. Doesn't have a good eye, so it's a strikeout. So Nola picking up these strikeouts now. It's 3 in a row, going back to last inning. That brings up J.D. Davis. 2-3-5. He's not wild. Is he eager? J.D. Davis is not eager. He's going to ground to second. That's going to end the inning. So Nola, after a rough first inning, is rolling along here. We go to the bottom of the 5th, still tied at 1. And it'll be Nola to lead it off here against Zach Wheeler. So Nola to lead it off. 1-3-4. Gold catcher. No, Rivera is not gold. He's not a champion, so it's going to be outfield drama. Outfield drama for the Mets. And Davis is iron. Everybody else is neutral. Left fielder iron. Everybody else neutral. 1-4. Right fielder gold. No, he's not gold. It's going to fall in for a single. So Aaron Nola gets that benefit of a single by the right fielder, McNeil, not being gold. Gets the base hit. It's also in red, so we're going to the experience chart for the next at bat of Dickerson. Dickerson is a semi-icon. Wheeler is neutral. 5-6, they're both neutral. Icon pitcher, no, so we got infield drama. It would have been a ground out or pop up to short, but instead we're back to infield drama. Just had outfield drama, now we got infield drama. And in the infield, Rosario is semi-iron, everybody else is neutral. And even he's neutral now. 1-4. First baseman iron, nope, it's going to be an easy ground out. And with a lead die of 1, that's a double play. So we're going to call that 3-6-3. Since we were testing the first baseman. But it's a lead die of 1, and anytime you have a lead die of 1, the runner at first, it's a double play. And just like that, bases are cleared for Realmuto, who homered his last trip. 1-5-5, might do it again. Nope, home run king, he's just a slugger. Home run king would have been a home run, but fly to center. Innings over, so 5 innings are in the books here at Citizens Bank Park, and we are tied 1 apiece. And this is the last inning of semi-freshness for both pitchers. Panic will lead things off against Nola. 1-3-6. Is he an ace? No, he's not an ace. Is he whiffer or cold? Panic is neither. So we got infield drama. Back to the infield drama for the Phillies. 5-6. First baseman gold. Nope, it's going to be an error. So it's a throw sailed over his head, so we'll just call it E5, I guess. Just to be, you don't want to give a second error to Segura, so we'll just call it E5. Not, like I said, not that any of this really matters. We're not keeping track of all that stuff. Just want to see who wins. All right, here's Rosario. 3-6-6. He's not a pinch hitter. He'll fly to center. And that's out number 1. And that will bring up the Todd father, Todd Frazier. 2-6-6. And his runner's thrown out at first again. It's another pickoff. Nola's got the pickoff working. Now he picks off Panic. So there's 2 down. Frazier's still at bat. But now the bases are clear. 3-5-5. It's not a struggler or gilded. Is he a champion? No, he's not. He's going to ground to second unless he's a whiffer. He's a semi-whiffer. Desired die is a blank. So the ground out to second will end it. And the Mets are gone here in the 6th. So Nola's pitched 6 innings of excellent baseball. Just one little hiccup there in the first inning. Other than that, he's been rolling. And Wheeler's been matching him. So Wheeler starts off against Bryce Harper. 1-1-3 for Harper. Ace or dynamic? Well, we already know he's semi-dynamic because that's what the league gets. And that dot gives it to him, so it's a ground out to first. Took a double away from Bryce Harper by that dynamic quality. Here's Rhys Hoskins. 1-4-5. Not a struggle, it's a ground ball to third. 2 down, so we're just moseying right along here with this low-scoring pitching duel. Here's Segura. 3-4-5. Don't know if the real game's going to do that. Iron catcher, no. Good eye. Does he have a good eye? Segura does not. He will strike out. And that's the end of the inning. So we go to the 7th, still tied at 1. And that was in blue, so we're going to the right now chart for the at-bat of Rivera facing Nola. And Nola is neutral because he got Frazier to ground out last time. But Rivera is going to be cold because he struck out. And since we're in the 7th inning, you don't need the decide or die anymore. He's definitely cold. So we had a cold hitter against a neutral pitcher. 2-3. Cold pitcher. Nope, he's not cold. So it's a fly out to center. Would have gave up a hit, but it's a fly out to center, 1 away. And now is where the National League rules come into play. And because you don't let pitchers go very long, they're going to go ahead, in this day and age, they're going to go ahead and go with pinch hitter. So that's going to be it for Wheeler. He's going to go 6 innings and most likely get a no decision. Unless his team can really pick up some runs in this inning. So we'll go to a pinch hitter and we'll figure out who they're going to use. And the pinch hitter is going to be Luis Guillorme. Guillorme, the pinch hitter. So Guillorme is the pinch hitter. And we'll write him in. Pinch hitting with 1 out and the base is empty. Top of the 7th, Guillorme. 1-2-5. Struggler, no. Is he patient? He is not patient. He will ground to third, but he is a whiffer, so he's going to strike out. So Guillorme strikes out in the pinch hitting role. So he's out of there. 2 down for Jeff McNeil. And the Mets have to figure out who their next pitcher is going to be out of the bullpen. 2-2-3. 2-2-3. Wild, no. Slugger or utility? He is a slugger, so that means he's going to line up to short. So it's McNeil lines it to short. Segura snags it, and that's going to do it for the Mets. Probably going to do it for Nola, too. He's gone 7 innings. He's scheduled to bat 4th next inning, or at the bottom of this inning, rather, so he may not get to go any further. Let's figure out what Wheeler did in his outing. We know he gave a home run and the 1 run, which was earned. Did he walk anybody? He intentionally walked a batter. He walked a batter here and walked a batter there. So 3 walks. Strikeouts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 strikeouts. And hits 1, 2, 3. Only gave up 3 hits, so quite a performance there by Zach Wheeler. And now let's look at the bullpen for the Mets and see who they're going to bring in. They got Hernandez, a switch hitter, followed by Kingery. So they're going to go with Seth Lugo. So Seth Lugo is going to come on for the Mets. Seth Lugo. See what he can do. See if he can keep the Phillies right where they are. Facing Hernandez. He will not be an ace because he's coming in to start the inning. 2-3-5. Is he wild? No, he's got control. Is the batter eager? He is semi-eager, but the sire die says no, so he won't single. Instead, he'll ground out to second. And there's 1 away. Cesar Hernandez is retired. Brings up Kingery. 1-3-4. Gold catcher, no. Champion, no. Outfield drama for the Mets. And the Mets in the outfield, Davis is iron, everybody else is neutral. 4-6. Left fielder iron, yes he is, it's a single. So J.D. Davis unable to get to that. Well, let's drop in for a single. It's also in purple, so we're going to the chemistry chart. And we'll get a pinch hitter for Nola after that. Right now it is Hazley, but we will be looking at a pinch hitter for Aaron Nola, probably Brad Miller. So here's Hazley. 2-3-6 double control. That's going to be a walk. Now, if they wanted to let Nola continue, they could bunt here and just have Nola bunt. Now, I think that's what they're going to do. They're going to let Nola bunt. They're going to keep him in the game. So Nola's out there to bunt. And it's a good one. So it's a 2, which is a good sacrifice. If he was active, he actually would have beat that out. But it's a good sacrifice. Puts runners at second and third with 2 outs now for Corey Dickerson. Corey Dickerson needs that big base hit. 4-4-5. Workman. Lugo is not a workman. Is he patient? No, he's not. He's going to ground to first. And that's going to end the inning. So perhaps they should have pinch hit for Nola, but he's pitching so well, you hate to take him out, and he's a hoss. He can go multiple innings. Now, he's no longer fresh by the rules, but still going to be in there. And McNeil, the leadoff batter in the inning. Oh, actually, no, not McNeil. He made the last out. It's Alonso as the leadoff batter. McNeil lined to short to finish out the 7th. So we start the 8th with Alonso. Now, the bullpen is active for the Phillies. They do have some activity down there. 3-6-6. It's not a pinch hitter. He will fly to center. So Alonso 0 for 4. They've done a good job of keeping him at bay. And here's Mike Conforto. 2-5-5. Star. Yes, no, he's not. Decided I didn't give it to him. So he's not a star. Is he a home run king? Conforto is a home run king. That's a home run. Michael Conforto. A solo shot, and maybe they went just a tad bit too long with Nola, as Conforto greets him with a home run, and the Mets lead it 2-1 here in the top of the 8th. And this Citizens Bank Park crowd is chirping at Mr. Cave Kapler for not going to the bullpen earlier. They will go there now, and it will be boy, who do they want to go to down here? I'm going to go to one of the cards I made, Blake Parker. So Blake Parker will be coming on for Nola. And he will be an ace this at bat because he's coming in the middle of an inning. So Parker coming on. Nola ends up going 7 1/3, but maybe one batter too long. He gave up the 2 runs. See how many hits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 hits unofficially. Walks. Well, he hit a batter. We know that. All right, let's see. How about walks? Any walks? 1 walk. So good control. Let's check the strikeouts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 strikeouts. So for Nola, 7 1/3, 6 hits, 2 runs all earned, 1 walk, 9 strikeouts, and a home run to hit a batter. And now Davis, J.D. Davis facing Blake Parker, who is an ace this at bat. 3-3-5. Is he wild? No, he's got double control. Is Davis a sad sack? No, he's not. So he's going to single to right. But he is stoic, so he will not steal because he's semi-stoic. Side drag says he's stoic. But it is a base hit for J.D. Davis. So he greets Parker with a base hit, and that'll bring up Panic. Joe Panic. 1-6-6. Is he a workman? No. Is Panic a whiffer? No. It's a ground ball to third, and with a lead die of 1, that is a 5-4-3 double play. And that's all she wrote for the Mets. But they did get the run on the Conforto homer. And at the end of 7 1/2, it is the Mets 2 and the Phillies 1. Now that was in red. So we will be going to the experience chart for the first at bat. Lugo is neutral and Realmuto is a semi-icon. As Lugo starts his 2nd inning of work, he's semi-fresh. 1-3. Prospect pitcher. No, he's not. It's a ground ball to third. So he gets Realmuto. 1 away. Takes us to Bryce Harper. This is the part of the order the Phillies need to make hay. 1-4-5. Not a struggler. It's a ground ball to first. 2 down. So Lugo rolling right along. And Diaz loosening in the Mets bullpen, their closer for the 9th. Rhys Hoskins. Oh, maybe may not be able to close it. Triple ones. Parker is not an ace. Hoskins is not a scrapper. It's a home run to left field for Rhys Hoskins. He has just tied this game. So hold the phone, folks. We are tied at 2 after 8 innings. Thanks to that home run by Rhys Hoskins on the triple one. He did it. We now have a tie ball game. And that'll bring up Gene Segura. 2-2-4. Pitching at home. No, they're on the Lugo's on the road. Lugo and the Mets are on the road. Is he a slugger? He's a semi-slugger. Decider says he's a slugger. It's a double to left field. So Segura doubles, and all of a sudden, Lugo's into trouble. So we're going to get a new pitcher for Lugo. He just seems to have lost it all of a sudden. So with Hernandez coming up a switch hitter, the Mets can really choose their poison as far as who they want to go to out of the bullpen. And I think they're going to go to Justin Wilson. I know, take that back. Yeah, Justin Wilson. Justin Wilson, the lefty, will be coming on. So for Lugo, can't close the book on him yet because he is responsible for the runner at second. So I'll come back. Let's see, he's given up a hit and a walk. 3 hits and a walk. We know that much. 1 2/3 innings. And he did not strike out anybody. But so far, just the 1 run, but it could be more if Hernandez comes through. Now, Wilson will be an ace because he's coming in midstream. 1, 2, 3, he's flashing fresh. Yes, he is. Struck him out. And that's the end of the inning, but we are tied. They're matching home runs in the 8th. And we go to the 9th. We are tied at 2 apiece here at Citizens Bank Park. So, thankfully, a close game on the first edition of 30 and 30. And so we're going to have Rosario, Frazier, and Rivera. But Rivera may be called back. I'm sure he probably will be. Parker is going to exit for the Phillies. We will get a new pitcher. And new pitcher for the Phillies will be Hector Neris, or Neris. Should have figured out the pronunciation on that. I think it's Neris. Hector Neris. I'm just going to call him Neris either way. So he will be on. Finish up the results on Parker. 1 2/3 for Parker. I'm sorry, no, just 2/3, not 1 2/3, 2/3. He got the double play ball, gave up a hit. So my bad on that one. Let's take that one out of there. It's just 2/3 of an inning. Thank goodness for a whiteout. 2/3 of an inning, 1 hit, nothing else. So now the pitcher record is now Neris as he comes in to pitch to Rosario to lead things off here in the top of the 9th, tied at 2. Rosario, 1-2-6. Is he fresh? Yes, line out to second. 1 away. So had we not changed pitchers, that would not have been a line out because the reliever would have been semi-fresh. All right, here's Todd Frazier. 1-4-5 for Frazier. Struggler, no. Ground ball to third. 2 down. And we're going to get a pinch hitter for Rivera. Is they're going to bring in the bull, Wilson Ramos. He is going to pinch hit and stay in the game to catch, obviously. But he's a semi-home run king, and they're looking for a magic bullet right here against the lefty Justin Wilson. 2-2-4, but Wilson's pitching at home. It's a pop out to short. So Ramos pops out to short to end the inning, and we go to the bottom of the 9th, tied at 2 apiece. And Justin Wilson will be exiting the ball game, and we'll get a new pitcher for the Mets, and it will be Jeurys Familia. Familia will be coming on to pitch. He is not going to get the ace bump because he's coming in mid to start the inning, rather. So Familia, the 4th pitcher used by the Mets, and he's going to be facing. Let's see here. Wilson went 1/3 of an inning and got a strikeout, so nothing going on with that. Lugo gave up the 1 run. All right, so Familia will be facing Kingery, Hazley, and a pinch hitter for Neris. 2-3-6 is double control. He does not have that. It is a walk. Leadoff walk to start the 9th. And you know what that means? That means there's going to be a sacrifice attempt by Hazley. Got to play the percentages. It's a 4, and I believe that's a good bunt. Let me double check it. Don't want to assume anything. 4. Yep, out at first, runners advance. So we'll just say sacrifice 2-4. Doesn't really matter. What matters is the runner's on second right now. And now we got a pinch hitter coming up for the Phillies, and it will be Brad Miller. So Brad Miller, the chance to walk it off for the Phils against Jeurys Familia. Brad Miller. See what he can do. First base is open, but they're going to pitch to him. 1-3-4. Gold catcher, no. Champion, no. Outfield drama. If this falls in, it could be all over. Outfield drama for the Mets. Don't hit the left field. 2-5. Center fielder, iron, no. Conforto is neutral. So we'll make a running grab. It would have been a double and the game would have been over, but Conforto up to the task, makes the catch. And we now go to Corey Dickerson with 2 outs and a runner at second. Corey Dickerson 0 for 4, but a chance to be a hero. 1-6-6, he won't get it done, I don't think. Workman, nope, he's a struggler, but he's not a workman. Whiffer, nope, it's ground out to third, and that's going to end the inning. And we're going to extra innings, folks, in the first game of 30 and 30. And we would go to the experience chart, but we just pinch hit for Neris, so we got to get a new pitching change. That overrides the micro chart. So we go to the 10th. New pitcher for the Phillies. Let's see, McNeil, Alonso, and Conforto. 2 of those are left-handed. So they're going to go to Jose Alvarez, a lefty, out of the bullpen for the Phillies. So Jose Alvarez. And we'll finish up Neris. He went a perfect inning. 1, 2, 3. No walks, no strikeouts, no nothing. And now Alvarez will be facing the pitcher spot. So Familia is going to come out for a pinch hitter. And it's going to be Juan Lagares. So Juan Lagares is going to pinch hit. And the only guy left on the bench for the Mets to pinch hit is Rajai Davis. They've used everybody else. So right now Lagares, is going to pinch hit, put him in the wrong spot. Lagares to pinch hit for Familia. Here to start the top of the 10th. Free baseball here at Citizens Bank Park. 1-3-4. Gold catcher. Yes, Realmuto is gold. It's a strikeout. So again, Realmuto framed it very well and cooked him up. So Lagares is out. Here's McNeil. Lefty on lefty. 3-3-4. Ace or star. Alvarez is a star. So he's going to pop it up to first. 2 down. But now you got Pete Alonso, who's been 0 for 4 quiet today with 2 Ks, but you never know when he can strike. 1-2-4, he won't strike this time though. Control. Well, actually he does not have control. It's semi-control with the blank is no. Is he eager? No, he's not. So he's going to walk. So he won't strike with a big authority bat, but he will walk to keep the inning going. So he's at first with 2 outs for Michael Conforto, who homered last time. But now it's a lefty-on-lefty matchup. 2-4-4. Ace. No, he's not an ace. Champion. No, he's not a champion. He's going to ground to short unless it's a whiffer. Semi-whiffer. Whiffer. Struck him out. So we're going to the bottom of the 10th. Bottom of the 10th we go. Tied at 2-2, and we need a new pitcher for the Mets. And it's going to be Brad Brock. So Brad Brock is in to pitch. Brad Brock, pitcher number 5 for the Mets. Familia, 1 inning pitched. And he walked a batter. But that was it. Gave up nothing else. So we'll go to the bottom of the 10th. Realmuto, Harper, and Hoskins. Heart of the order for the Phillies, facing Brad Brock. 1-4-5. Struggler, yes he is. It's a wild pitch. Nobody's on base, but it won't be an automatic out. So foul ball. Let's try it again. 1-5-6. Is he a whiffer? He is a semi-whiffer. Decider says he's a whiffer. So Realmuto, out on strikes. One away for Bryce Harper. 1-5-6. Is he a whiffer? You better believe it. Back-to-back strikeouts for Brock. Both coming off the batter cards, though. Here's Rhys Hoskins. He's capable of walking this off. 3-5-5. Struggler, yes, it's a single to left field. So Hoskins, a 2-out single. Brings up Segura. Chance to walk this off. 4-4-4, they might do it. Scrapper, no. That's a double to right field. If it's a home run king, it's a home run, but it's a double. And on a lead die of 4 on a double, the runner scores. The ball game is over. Gene Segura, with that 4-4-4 roll, has just walked it off. And Rhys Hoskins slides in safely. Phillies fans go home happy. The Phillies win it by the score of 3-2. And we'll give you the totals very quickly, as this video's gone on a pretty long time. Brock's the loser. Winner is Alvarez. Alvarez went 1 inning, struck out 2 and walked 1. Gave up nothing else. Brock 2/3 of an inning. Struck out 2, but he gave up those 2 hits, and that's what did him in. So I've got Phillies for 8 hits. Got the Mets for 7 hits. All right, so kind of a messy score sheet as I was trying to do all the stuff while I was standing up, which is kind of awkward for me. But not too bad, but just a little different. So final score, Philadelphia wins it by the score of 3-2 in 10 innings on that walk-off double by Gene Segura. Makes up for that error he had earlier. For the Phillies, 3 runs, 8 hits, 2 errors. And for the Mets, 2 runs, 7 hits, and no errors. Winner was Jose Alvarez. Loser, Brad Brock. So the Phillies continue their push for the playoffs. And the Mets have now lost 7 in a row. So they're going to be dissonant for quite a while, it seems. So hopefully you enjoyed that presentation of 30 and 30. This is part 1. 29 more to go. So tomorrow's game, tomorrow Saturday. Saturday afternoon game is Oakland and the Yankees from Yankee Stadium. So since it's a day game, I'm going to record it. I'm going to try to start recording it right when they're playing so I can get the lineups and everything, and then have it posted sometime in the late afternoon, early evening to try to keep it as fresh as possible. So hope you enjoyed that, and hope you enjoyed the in-season set by History Maker Baseball, Play.com, Keith Avalon and company. And if you haven't checked it out, please do so. You will not regret it. It's a great game, a lot of fun. And this is the only game right now you can play the live pennant races on as they go. Other games you got to wait until January or February to figure out what's going on. And by the time you forget half the things. So this game gives you pretty much, pushes all the buttons, checks all the boxes, as some people have said before. And until next time, we say so long from Citizens Bank Park. Again, the final score, Phillies walk it off on the double by Gene Segura and defeat the Mets 3-2 to try to keep their playoff hopes alive, wildcard hopes alive, and try to catch the Cubs and the Nationals. So until next time, so long. Enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it. And as usual, I will see you all down the road.